Hello guys, welcome back to another Android Firebase tutorial. We already learned about how to create a simple push notification using Firebase. In this video, we are going to learn about how to display an image with your Firebase notification. Here is a simple example. So here is a Firebase push notification with an image. Here is a notification title, message, and this notification contains an image. So now we are going to create a Firebase push notification similar to this one. So for this application, we need a web server. Here I am going to use localhost as web server. Here I am going to use a WAMP server application. So this is the image we are going to display with our Firebase notification. So the first thing, we need to place this image inside the web server. So I copy this image. Now go to the installation folder of WAMP server. And now create a new folder here. Specify the folder name as FCM test. And place that image here. And now I start WAMP server. Okay, now the WAMP server is running. Now we can start with a new Android Studio project. So open Android Studio. Now start a new Android Studio project. Specify an application name. Select the MD activity. Okay, now here the project is created. So now I am going to add the internet permission inside Android manifest.xml. So open your manifest file and add the internet permission. So when user open the notification, we need to download this image from the web server. For downloading this image from web server, here I am going to use Volley. So the first thing, we need to add the needed dependency for using Volley. So open Gradle file. Now you need to add the dependency for using Volley. Now sync the project. Okay, now we add Volley to this application. So for using Volley, here I am going to follow the Singleton pattern. So for using the Singleton pattern, we need a new Java class. So right click the package and create a new Java class. I name it as my Singleton. Okay, here I add all the needed methods for using Volley Singleton pattern. So first, here I declare some variables. First one is an instance of this class called M instance. Second one is a context variable. Third one is a variable for a request queue. So here is a method that return the request queue, and here is another method that return an instance of this class, and here is the method for add each request to the request queue. So this is the class for using the Singleton pattern for using Volley. Okay, now we can add Firebase to this Android application. For that, go to the package and copy your application package name. Now open your browser. Go to Firebase console. Here I am going to using an existing project. Now add Firebase to your Android app. Here you need to specify your application package name and click add app. Okay, here we got the JSON configuration file. Copy that file. Now change the project into project view. Now you need to place that JSON configuration file within the app folder. Okay, here is the configuration file. Now change the view into project Android view. Now we need to add the needed plugins for using Google Play service. So click continue. So copy this one. Now open project level Gradle script file and add that line into the dependency section. Now copy this one. Now open module level Gradle script file. Add that line at the bottom of this file and click finish. Now go to the document section and open the starter guide for Android. Here is the available library in Firebase. So here we are going to working with Firebase push notification and messaging. So we need to add this dependency for using Firebase cloud messaging. So I copy this one. Now go to the module level Gradle file and add the dependency. Now sync the project. Okay, now the project sync finishes. Now here we need to add two services for working with Firebase push notification. So the first one for receiving FCM registration token and another service for handling Firebase push notification on a foregrounded app. So for receiving FCM registration token, you need to create a service that extends Firebase instance ID service. So create a new class with the class name FCM instance ID service. And this class extends Firebase instance ID service. Here you need to override a method called onTokenRefresh. So each time a new token is generated, this method will invoke. So here we can receive the most recent FCM registration token. Firebase instance ID, get instance, get token. Now I'm going to display the FCM registration token through the lockat window. Specify the identifier into FCM token. Now pass the data. So for receiving Firebase notification and data messages on a foregrounded app, you need to create another service that extends Firebase messaging service. So create another Java class, FCM messaging service, and this class extends Firebase messaging service. Here you need to override a method called onMessageReceived. Now we need to add these two services to the Android manifest.xml. So open Android manifest.xml and here within the application tag create a new service. First one is Firebase instance ID service. Specify an indent filter section for it. Specify an action name. Now go to the FCM document section Go to cloud messaging. From here we can get the indent filter name. So here it is, copy this one. Now add the second service. So I copy this entire service. Now change the class name. Here it is, FCM messaging service. Now we need to change the indent filter name. Copy the indent filter name and change it here. Okay, now we add all the needed services for using Firebase push notification and data messaging. Okay, now we need to receive the data messages on a foregrounded app. So go to the FCM messaging service. Within the onMessageReceived method, we need to check some condition. If remote message dot get data dot size is greater than 0, that means there is some data messages are associated with the notification. So here I'm going to declare some string variables. String title, this is for notification title, and message. And now we need an image URL. So img URL. And now we need to get this information from the remote message. So first one is title. So remote message dot get data, and specify the key for it. It is title. Now get the second data, it is message. So remote message get data, and specify the key for it. It is message. And the third one is image URL. And here the key is img URL. Now here I'm going to display our own notification. So for that, first we need to create some variables for indent. New indent. And we need to open main activity. Now we need to add some flag for the indent. Okay, now we need to specify some pending indent. Pending indent dot get activity. Now specify the request code. I specify 0 as a request code. Now specify the indent. Here it is indent. Now specify a flag. Here use flag one shot. Now specify, now we need to add some sound for the notification. For that, here create some URI. Sound URI. Ringtone manager dot get default URI. Ringtone manager type notification. Okay, now we need to create the notification. For that, create a variable for notification combat builder. I name it as builder. New builder, and pass the context. Okay, now we need to set the properties, set the parameters for the notification. So builder dot set content title. Here the title is on this variable title. Now set the message. set content message, content text. Here it is message. Now set the indent, content intent. Here it is the pending indent. Now set the sound. Here it is sound URI. Now we need to set some icon for the notification. For that we need to add some image asset. So I copy one image. Now go to Android Studio. Okay, we can add it in the form of an image asset. So select new option and image as asset. Select image asset. Here it is notification icon. Change the icon name into IC notification and select the image. Get the image from desktop. This one, FCM. Sorry, this one. And click next. Finish. Okay, now we can add the icon for the notification. So builder dot set small icon. Okay, now we need to attach the image to the notification. So the first thing, we need to download the image from the web server. For that, here I'm going to create an image request with Volley. Create a new image request and pass the URL. Here it is img URL. Now specify the response listener. Now specify the error listener. And add the image request to the Volley request queue. So my singleton get instance, add it to request queue. Here it is image request. So within the onResponse method, here we get the response in the form of a bitmap. So now we need to set the image for the notification. For that notification, we can use the builder. Builder.set style. New notification combat. New notification combat dot big picture style and big picture. Specify the bitmap. Here the bitmap is a response. Okay, now we can display the notification. For that we need some variable for notification manager. So notification manager, I name it as notification manager. Get system service, notification service. Now we need to typecast this one into notification manager. And now we can issue the notification. So notification manager dot notify. First specify ID for the notification. Now specify the notification builder. So builder dot build. So when your application on the foreground, here we make our own notification. So now we can test the application. Before run the application, here I find a mistake. This class seems to be deprecated, but actually that class is not deprecated. That constructor is deprecated. So you can solve it by adding one more parameter here. Okay, now we can test the application. So here one virtual device is ready. Now I'm going to run it. Okay, now the application available on this virtual device. So now we need to get the FCM registration token from the lockyard window. So open lockyard window. Select the device, and here is the FCM registration token. So you need to copy this registration token. So here I copy the registration token. Now go to Firebase console. Create a new message on the notification area. Now create a new message. Specify a message here. This is for the default notification. Here it is, default message. And here we need to send it to a single device. Specify your FCM registration token here, and select the advanced option here. Specify the title. This is the title for the default notification. Default FCM title. And here we need to specify the custom data field. First one is title, FCM notification, and specify the second data. Second one is message. Here it is, good morning. Now the third field is the image URL. So here the image is available on my local host, and here we are going to use an Android virtual device for testing the application. So for accessing the local host to an Android virtual device, you need to specify the IP as 10.0.2.2, and there is a folder called FCM test, and the image name is FCM.jpg. Okay, now we can send the message. So send it. So here we got a notification on this device. So I open that notification. So here an image is associated with that notification. Here is the notification title. Here is the notification message. So now it is working fine. So now here the application in the background. Now try to send the same notification again. So here I am going to duplicate that message again and send it. Here we got a notification on the notification area. We can check it, and here you can see it is the default notification. So if you send your notification and data messages from Firebase console, and if your application in the background, the system will display the notification on the notification tray of the device and the data available on the extras field of the intent of the launcher activity. So here the image URL is available on the data segment. So here is a problem. So if your application in the background, it will not display an image if you send a notification from the notification console. So the only solution for this problem is you have to send only a data message. If your push message contain a notification area, a notification field, and if your application in the background, the system will display the notification on the notification console and the data available on the extras field of the intent of the launcher activity. So that is the problem here. So the only solution is you need to send a simple data message from your app server, or you can send it from any other option. So here I am not going to send the data message from the app server. Here I am going to use a special tool called Advanced REST Client. It is a Chrome extension. Now I'm going to install that Chrome extension and send a simple data message to this device. Now we can install the advanced REST client Chrome extension. So open your browser and search for advanced REST client. And add it to Chrome. Okay, now that particular extension is added to the Chrome. Now open it. So this is a simple user interface. You can simply send a post request to a particular URL. So select the post request option, and here we need to send the post request to the URL. We need to send the post request to this URL. So copy this URL. Now you need to specify the header section and payload section. So here you need to specify the header section. Specify the header section, content type into application JSON, and authorization. Here you need to specify your server key. So you can get the server key from the Firebase notification console. For getting the server key, go to Firebase notification console. Select the gear icon on the left side and go to project settings and select cloud messaging, and here is your server key. So you need to copy the server key. Okay, here I place my server key. Now we need to specify the payload section. So it is a JSON data. So specify the first value. First value is title, and specify value for it. Here the title is FCM notification. Now specify the second data. Second data is message. Here the message is good morning. Now the final data is image URL, img URL. .point 2.2 with the folder FCM test, and the file name is fcm.jpg, that is the file name. Now you need to specify the sender key, that means FCM registration token here. Okay, here I place my FCM registration token. Now we can send it. So now here the application in the background. Now send it. And here we got a notification on the notification area. We can check it. And here it is. So now the app in the background, and here we got a notification with an image. So this is how we display an image with a Firebase push notification. I hope you understand all the concepts. If you like this video, please mention your suggestions and doubts on the comment section. And please subscribe this channel for getting more Firebase advanced tutorial updates. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.